Women and men find jobs differently. And as more and more companies want to build gender-balanced teams and hire and promote more women, the question is, what is the difference exactly? To answer that, we dug into LinkedIn data and analyzed billions of interactions between professionals, companies, and recruiters. We looked at how open women and men are to new opportunities, how they browse and apply to jobs, how they interact with recruiters, and how likely they are to get hired after applying. It turns out that while women's journeys to getting a new job starts off very similarly to men, it diverges when it comes to applying to the job and to being proactively recruited. Today, we are going to talk about gender-inclusive messaging and how that can help you when you're trying to attract a mixed cohort of talent. I am Upasana Bilyar Singh, a senior customer success manager with LinkedIn. Joining me today on this video is my colleague Karishma. Over to you, Karishma.
Thanks, Upasana. I'm Karishma and I'm a customer success analyst with LinkedIn. When it comes to investing in diversity, 71% of talent professionals report that achieving gender parity at their company is a top priority. And while there's a long way to go get there, a thoughtful, data-driven recruiting strategy can help you make meaningful gains towards that goal. Does that mean you need to restart, completely wipe out the JDs you have, or even get an external website to help? Here are 4 behavior patterns noticed and tips that will help you tackle these issues. And do remember that you don't have to do them all at one go. Let's talk about the first behavioral pattern. Words impact men and women differently at work. Both men and women seem to relate most positively to strong performance-based descriptors. The top 3 words for men and women when describing themselves in a job interview were hardworking, good at my job, and confident. Women, however, also prioritize terms that relate to their character to describe themselves in an interview, like likable and supportive. Here's a pro tip. When attracting a balanced cohort of talent, be thoughtful about how you describe your company and the work environment. Consider using words like supportive, diligent, and confident to describe your ideal candidate, and pay attention to how the workplace atmosphere is depicted. Words like fast-paced should be used instead of pressured to avoid suggesting a negative working environment. Most job descriptions today highlight skills or qualifications as well as educational background. However, to truly match with how people describe themselves, consider being more descriptive about the kind of candidate you're looking for. This could be either in your job descriptions, your employer branding materials, company site, or the LinkedIn career page.
Did you know that men and women report skills differently in general? LinkedIn found that men report more skills than women. But this gap varies across countries. For example, in Canada and Singapore, the gap is so small that it's almost imperceivable between how many skills are reported according to gender. However, in India, men on an average list 3 more skills on their LinkedIn profiles than women. Members with 5 skills or more on their LinkedIn profiles are messaged up to 31 times more by hirers. Based on data analytics on the kind of jobs men and women apply for, research shows that the adjectives matter. They found that job ads in male-dominated fields, like software programming, tended to use masculine coded words, such as competitive and dominate, much more than job ads in female-dominated fields. Follow-up research confirms such words made those job listings less appealing to women. Here's a pro tip for you. So when trying to attract a diverse cohort of talent, changing the words in job descriptions to attract applications from a range of people is just the beginning. We also need to remove biases in our selection and promotion processes to produce systems that reward competence over confidence. The first step is to reduce the influence of intuition on the process. Purge the gender language. Limit the number of mandatory qualifications to apply for the job. Short job posts, anything below 300 words, tend to do much better than medium job posts, which is 300 to 600 words, a long job post, which would be 600 words and above. A short post would convince candidates to apply 8.4% more often than average. If you use the longer word count to share more enticing details about the role, candidates will stick around to read them. But unless you have some incredible information that you know candidates will love, as a rule of thumb, it may be best to keep things short and sweet.
Let's talk about the third pattern. Different benefits appeal to different genders. Our data suggests that while there aren't huge differences between what men and women look for in a job, for example, women place slightly more value on a salary, women also tend to look beyond the role itself, considering both the concrete benefits and the workplace community and culture. Women also prefer to talk about the role in the context of workplace culture, atmosphere, structure, benefits. Women also tend to actively seek out positions that describe an adaptable workplace culture. It could be positions that promoted flexible working, working from home, or additional medical benefits. Interestingly, flexibility is often associated with women, but our research shows that this is incredibly important for male workers too. Here's a pro tip for you. When crafting your LinkedIn career page or company websites, emphasize the benefits that you can offer as an employer, such as learning, culture, or additional benefits. Employee-generated social engagement, such as hashtags, are also a good way to showcase what's it like to work at a company and encourage current employees to share their stories. Emphasize your company's commitment to diversity and inclusion. You can do this by including certain pointers in your job description. Company policy at the bottom. Highlight women-friendly perks and benefits such as parental leave and childcare subsidies. Add a flexible working statement. Challenge hiring managers to offer the role flexibly and make it explicit in your job description and advertisements. Acknowledge that the role can be performed flexibly and that your organization supports flexible working arrangements.
Research shows that female candidates are more collaborative than competitive and are less likely to publicize their achievements. So they will be less likely to apply if your messaging uses a lot of competitive words such as world-class, expert, and superior. Here's a pro tip for you. Use language that stresses collaboration, team achievement, and diversity of contribution. There are many words which we'll take a closer look at shortly that we use every day that social psychologists, however, believe to convey gender preferences. Even words like ninja or rockstar have masculine connotations and risk costing you qualified female candidates. Here's a look at some words you might want to avoid using and words you like to include in your job description or on your career page. We've now come to the end of this segment, and we hope that the tips and facts shared with you can enable you to hire better. Having an inclusive workplace is a powerful recruiting tool. Female millennials look for employers with a strong record on diversity. According to research by PwC, 85% say it's important to them. According to McKinsey, the most gender-diverse companies are 21% more likely to experience above-average profitability. A reputation as an inclusive employer will also demonstrate your positive company values, and that will enhance your reputation in the recruitment marketplace. Time and again, evidence supports the theory that gender diversity has a positive impact on the bottom line.